Hi, today is Thursday the 18th of July 2024. It's coming up to nearly 6 years for me being on carnivore diet. I started on the 1st of September 2018. This video is going to be about my latest blood test reports of B12 count, vitamin D levels, cholesterol, and also I'd like to talk about a thing called the C15 fatty acid, which has been a lot of research now showing that this is a longevity fatty acid. People living the longest, including in the blue zones, are eating lots of this fatty acid C15. So we'll have a look into that now coming up. Firstly though, I gotta water my dog because she's been chasing a stick. There she is. Look at the camera. She's not looking at the camera. Yep, she's been chasing a stick, so she's hot. So I'll just give her some water. You thirsty? You thirsty? Yeah. Let's put some water in there for you. There you go. Yeah, down your dog. Always got to water your dog when it's hot, because it's a hot day today. It's 22, 23 degrees here. Celsius. I'll keep it going, dog. Well done. Enjoy that? Did you enjoy that? Yes. Good dog. Good dog. There you go. Here's my latest blood sample report. I think I had the blood taken about the 8th of June, 2024. So you notice straight away the ferritin. I think that's iron in it. That's normal. Range between 15 and 300. I'm about in the middle. Folate, which I've been low on folate in the past. Now 3.6. So anything above 3 they reckon's okay. Although I have read that 3.6 is quite low still. Now I have been eating lots of liver. I went on a high liver diet, eating plenty of liver every day with my meat. And I also was eating some potatoes, only a little bit. So the overall amount of carbohydrates within the 100 grams of meat which I was eating, I would have about 2 or 3, I think it's about 2 grams of carbohydrates it worked out as. Maybe 3. So that says it's okay. Still a bit low, I'd say though. And with B12, which I really wanted to get high, 820. Range, there we go, 180 to 900. I'm on 820. Now, in the past, I suffered with low B12. That's when I started getting my illnesses. And that was because I went on a vegan diet. They wanted to inject me with B12 and everything. But I just started eating meat again because I hadn't eaten meat for ages. So that's all okay. Thyroid says it's okay. pH level 2 point something. This is a bit low. I don't know if anyone can tell me anything about that. The serum free T4, 12.9. Anything above 11. It's not in the middle anyway, it's on the low end. Thyroid. The other one I'm really interested in was the vitamin D, because I haven't been taking D capsules. I've tried them in the past, but for some reason I don't feel well taking them. And the level is 53. Yes, 53. This is anything above 50. 53, I'm quite happy with it. I think I've been quite lower than that in the past, and considering I've got a lot more sun to go on me to boost it up more again. But I was hoping it'd be a bit higher. But they say that's in the level of good. Now, what I'm hearing is it's better to have it up above 70. Not too high though, too high is bad as well. Cholesterol, I haven't really worked it out properly, but they didn't say anything to me that I'm high above anything. I think my triglycerides are quite low there, 0.5. Anything below 2 is good. So I think my triglycerides are good there. 7.4 cholesterol. They don't give anything. I think that's gotta be high. I'm eating really fatty. Serum HDL cholesterol 2.3. Anything above 1. And then it's got this non-HDL cholesterol 5.1. Total cholesterol ratio 3.2. I haven't really worked all these out. Serum LDL. HbA1c, low, good, normal. Normal. 20 to 41 it says. Now 39. That's quite close to being on the top range. But I am eating a lot of not high fat, just the fat that's in the meat. So I'm eating a lot of meat. I've been eating over 1 kilogram a day, and I'm only lightweight, 120 pound in weight. So that could be lower if I probably went higher fat and lower protein. Electrolytes, everything's normal there. Creatine, creatinine, 84. It says that my GFR calculated is okay. Now here we have liver function test. Now I have a thing called Gilbert's disease, or Gilbert syndrome they call it, where you get high bilirubin, something wrong with the liver. That 14 is normal. Now I've heard before with the paleo ketogenic diet, Paleolithic ketogenic diet, with a similar to what I'm eating really, but they eat a lot lower protein and much higher fat. But they've cured people with Gilbert syndrome, so that shows I'm basically cured there on this particular test. And you've got the protein, everything's in the good range, Globulin's a bit low, I don't know. It's good. Serum alt. That's the one now. This is what they called me back. I've had another blood test because of this. They called me back. I had to do it a month later. Serum alt in the liver function test has come up a little bit high. So I've read up about it, the serum alt. And what it's saying, if you're doing like weight training or something, your serum alt goes up. That's natural. So I have been doing, before I did this test, I was doing quite a bit heavy lifting things. And I wasn't feeling too good when I went for the blood test. I probably overdid it. I wasn't feeling very good. So that's that. And then there's all these other ones which seem to be okay, all look alright. All within range. Everything's within range. Globulin, that's below, I said that earlier, wasn't I? 138, 96. Yeah, all within range. White blood cell count. Wish I knew what all these meant. But that might be on the low side, I'm not sure. 6.8. Hemoglobin estimation. What's the point of an estimation? Puts me dead in the middle. Platelet count. It's okay. Red blood cell. Red blood cell's good, isn't it? I think. RBC count. Whatever that means. Hemotropic. It's alright. Mean corpuscle volume. I'm not sure if that means all the different sizes of all the different red blood cells. 87. That's within range. Mean corpuscle. Yeah, everything's good. Red blood cell distribution width. Is that the one? Well, that's dead in the middle. I don't know what's bad. Is higher percentage bad? I don't know. So basically, I can't see anything wrong with anything. Everything looks okay. Maybe they're a bit low, I'm not sure. Maybe low is good. If anyone can let me know, basalif count and stuff. It's on the low side. That one is. The erythrophil count. That's on the low side, isn't it? And so is that one. Is that good to have them low? Or what? Can anyone let me know? Like, that's my blood test. I'm happy with it. I'd like to have... Let me turn this off. Yeah, I would like to have my B12 a little bit higher. What I've read is that around 1,000 is the best, especially if you've had, which I think I've had, is low B12 in the past. But you want it about 1,000. And for my age, I'm 59 now in August. So you really would like to have it up to about 1,000. So I'm happy I've got that up. The folate, I wish I could have had that a bit higher, because they've had me for low folate. Throughout my carnivore diet, I've been getting low folate. I don't want to take that folic acid tablets. So liver seems to be pushing up a bit, and I've been eating them potatoes, which got a bit. So I'm getting quite a bit of folate. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about was this C15. Let me just get the paper out. Pentadecanoic acid. It's I don't know if you can read that proper. It's an essential fatty acid. So I'll read a bit to you. Low C15 levels can cause weakened cell membranes and cellular fragility syndrome. Numerous studies have shown that people with low C15 levels are more likely to have impacted metabolic, heart and liver health. So, this is like a new thing that people are studying lately. The last couple of years it's become quite a big thing where they've been studying the fatty profiles of what people are eating, and they can do it by measuring their blood or whatever, and what they're eating, I'm not sure exactly, but it turns out that the people who have got high levels of this C15, Pentadecanoic acid, are living longer, because they test in the people with the old age, in the hundreds and stuff. They're also testing people in the areas, the blue zone areas, where people are living the longest. And it turns out throughout their lives, they're eating more of this C15 acid, fatty acid. And levels are like twice as high as people in different countries due to the amount of the fatty acid in the different foods where they live in is higher. And for certain ages, they measure it for different ages, so as they age, the levels are going down as they get older, naturally. Because when you get older, digestion becomes weaker, doesn't it? So even the ones then over 100, they reckon they're getting lower, but they're still higher than people living in westernized countries eating the rubbish diets. Now, I listened to a podcast where the woman was saying that when you haven't got this acid, this fatty acid, a certain fatty acid, that your mitochondria, the cells, all the mitochondria cells, they don't age so much if they've got this acid in them. They're stronger. Without this acid, they can't fight diseases so well, and they become weakened, and they degenerate. It's degeneration of the mitochondria, and the link is a strong link now with not eating this acid. But biggest thing, which I was thinking even before she said this, the amount of linoleic acids people are eating, these trans fatty acids, these vegetable oils, these seed oils. We've been replacing good foods which had plenty of this C15, good fatty acids, pentadecanoic acid or whatever it's called, and we've been replacing it with these seed oils. So it links in with the research from fatty acid people, which have been showing that up until sugar consumption went up in the early 1900s, but up until about 1985, it was the same as it was since the 40s. It stayed the same. The sugar consumption levels per person stayed roughly the same for like 45 years. But the rare diseases like diabetes, cancers, heart disease, they increased substantially, even though sugar consumption stayed the same. And the link there is the amount of these trans fatty vegetable oils, linoleic acid, seed oils, bad oils that a human being was never designed to be eaten. The way they've been industrialized, it's like you're eating motor oil, engine oil. That's what they used to use it for, these type of oils. They used to get the seed oils, because they were toxic. They made all sorts of ways to try and make these oils edible, but they're not. So everyone's been coming ill because of them. The mitochondria in the bodies are becoming weakened and bad. And people have been eating less of the foods with the good C15 fatty acid, the longevity fatty acid. So I'll just show you close-ups of the writings I've got, and we'll go through them a bit. There's a happy dog by that. She's had a little run chasing the stick, which she loves to do, and then with a nice drop of water. You're happy there, dog, aren't you? Anyway, this is the little printout I made by her. Let me do that. Oh. Okay, I've been through that one, haven't I? Neutral deficiencies, common signs and solutions. Present in whole milk and other full-fat dairy products, which protects that's the name of it, pentadecanoic acid, it's an essential fatty acid. And this is the latest research. Now I've heard loads and loads and loads. I've studied longevity with oldest living people in the world, and many of them have been eating, most who reach really old age have been eating meats, eggs, as a part of their daily diets. And there's one woman, she lived 117, and she had anemia when she was young. And the doctor told her to eat plenty of eggs and she was eating 2 or 3 raw eggs a day. She lived till 117, and that's after having anemia at a young age. And she was also eating raw meat. As she got older, and her nieces or something were trying to tell her they want some healthy, she dropped them down a bit. She stopped eating so many eggs. She may have lived longer. She shouldn't listen to her nieces who've all been brainwashed by the governments, basically. Anyway, people with low circulating C15 concentration have higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes, heart disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver. Deficiency may explain accelerated aging. cellular fragility syndrome. That's what they're calling it. It's a nutritional deficiency syndrome discovered in 75 years. Yeah, that's 2022, this one. Study finding further the need to evaluate potential impacts. And this one. It's an odd chain saturated fatty acid found in whole meat, whole fat milk products like cheese and butter, as well as some fish and plants. Now they've missed out there, it's also in meat. It is in meat fat and it's in tallow as well. Not so high as in the milk products, dairy, but it is in meat. So I'm eating like a kilogram, sometimes more than a kilogram of meat a day. So I've been getting plenty. But they always miss out the meat. Did we notice that? The truth. They always twist the truth these days. I don't know why. They got it in for the meat production, the farmers. There's a war against the farmers, it seems like. They want to stop everyone eating meat. It's a terrible situation we're in here. Pentadecanoic acid C15 is an essential odd chain. Essential odd again. Don't know what that means, odd chain. Broad activities relevant to protecting cardiometabolic, immune and liver health. Activates AMPK and inhibits mTOR. Both of which are core components of the human longevity pathway. So we need this. Now I don't think you need a lot. I wouldn't recommend gouging down a load of dairy products, gouging down a load of cheese, or a load of cream, butter. Well, some people do well. Look at steak and butter gal, she does great, but I can't eat too much dairy. Every time I eat dairy, I get heartburn. I'm having a little bit every day now with the potatoes I eat. I'm only eating a tiny bit of potatoes with each meal, but I add a little bit of butter. So there we are. For anyone who thinks that the vegans, if any vegans are listening to this, I doubt there will be because I'm a carnivore YouTube channel, but it proves that the veganism is you can't live off it. It's really unhealthy for you. You're not going to live so long. Don't listen to all this vegan crap. Cut out the processed foods. If you go vegan, you're going to feel better because you cut out the processed foods. If you go a certain type of vegan, the vegans who are eating high processed, high sugary, high seed oil foods, they're some of the most unhealthy people ever. Anyway, let me get back to me. So basically, the diet I'm on now, I'm eating a little bit of potatoes. Now you might think, oh, that's bad, but honestly, I've nearly 6 years on this diet now, and every time I'm 100% meat, I'm losing weight. I just lose weight, and I feel weak. My strength seems to go down too low. I just don't feel like I can do much. And it's always like, just go through it. I've tried going through it, and every time I'm just pure meat, I get ill. It could be I'm oxalate dumping. Maybe if I went through another 3 months of losing loads of weight, I'm just scared because I'm underweight. I don't want to go too thin, too skinny. I need some strength. I'm only 59 years old. I don't want to be a weakling. When I add potatoes, I get stronger and getting back to my normal self again. I'm not eating a lot. I'm eating 60 grams per meal. I'll have 3 or 4 meals a day. 60 grams of potatoes, and that's also there's butter in that, so it's probably less. It's probably more like 50 grams of potatoes. But like I said, it only adds up to 2 or 3 carbs per meal. nothing. It's not affecting my blood glucose levels at all. And I've been off the seedals. I quit the coffee. I'm off that now. Done 3 months of no coffee, no caffeine. I'm still craving it. It's like, it's such a strong drug. And when I don't feel well, when I'm on a bad day, the cravings for coffee, because I know I have a cup of coffee, I'll feel better. I won't feel ill, I'll feel great. I'll be flying. Give me a cup of coffee now and I will be flying. It is like a psychedelic drug where you feel amazing. And the other thing I know, the other thing that keeps me stopping from having that cup of coffee is I'll be gasping for another cup. Only about an hour later, and then another cup. And I can't stop. I can't explain to you how addicted I am to coffee. It's like, you can explain to someone you're alcoholic and I can't have one drink of alcohol. People understand that. But it's hard to understand what being like a caffeine addict. I'm the same with that. One cup of coffee, and I can be weeks. Next day I wake up with the same addictions, just want to carry on, continue. So it's like a highly dangerous thing. I'm sure I was overdosing on it one time. I drank so much, because it can make you very ill. It's not good for the body, so I'm glad to say I'm managing to quit that for 3 months. And even though I keep gasping, I'm not going to touch it. Hopefully, touch wood. Touch wood. Not going to touch it. Some wood. I'm not going to touch the coffee. Please don't let me touch it again. No more caffeine. Because eventually you can get out of it. And there is some linoleic acid in that. So, like, I've been off the seed oils now for ages. That's the one thing I'm not going to ever touch. No seed oils. So whenever you say, I'm never going to do something, I could go to a restaurant and order and it could be something in it. So you can never say never. But I'm definitely, if I'm cooking myself, I'm not going to be touching it. So there we are. Let me think what else I've got to say. That could be about it. Only, I will go on about what I normally do. The pollution, how that affects me. No matter how much great diet I'm on, carnivore, or feeling good, making me feel great. Whenever there's a steelworks down that way, and the pollution comes in, we're living in a city, and if the wind goes low, pollution levels go up, smog, and I feel terrible. I get really bad, my brain fog, my memory, stumbling over words, unable to talk to people. It's terrible. I can't explain it to doctors. They are now looking into seeing if I've got MECFS, chronic fatigue syndrome thing. But I can say with 100% certainty, when the pollution's high, that's when it hits me hard. My tongue starts swelling, I can't speak so well, my lymph nodes start aching under my armpits and my neck. So that's what I've been struggling with. It's always my main struggle. We had about 2 or 3 weeks the other day where it was great. And honestly, I felt so much better. In my mind, I'm getting better. This diet's working. I'm getting back to myself. I could do more work. I wasn't getting tired so much. But the pollution was really low. Smells won't even bother me. I've always got this thing, smells making me ill and giving me headaches. Smells won't bother me so much. Then all of a sudden, the pollution got bad again. Hello. And I got bad again. Yes, I got bad again, right. And yes, it's just, I'm 100% certain that the pollution affects me crazily. And most other people it's not affecting like me. So that's where I am on that. I was feeling great the other day for a few weeks, and then I've been back and forth to doctors because I've been so ill. And it's the confusion is the worst thing. The confusion, the brain fog is terrible. It's worrying. And the aches and pains, you know, because I've had the cancer of the mouth. And that's another thing. When I had the cancer of the mouth, I refused surgery because I thought I'd cure this on the PKD diet, Paleo-ketogenic diet. And I went on that, really low protein, high fat. And I was getting better. I was watching the tumour on my tongue every day in the mirror, looking at it. I'm watching it shrinking. Watching it getting better. I can say with certainty, 1000% certainty, I was curing that cancer on my tongue. And if I had been in an area with low pollution, I could have stayed on it and been okay. It might have disappeared. But with the pollution come in, and I was watching it growing on my tongue. I was feeling terrible because of the pollution, and I can't escape it. If I stay in the house with all the doors shut, the pollution gets in. You can't stop it. It comes in through the windows and the doors, and it's growing. I was devastated, and I had to get the operation then. But that's what I mean, like, highly sensitive to pollution. I don't think there's many people like me who feed pollution as bad as I do. Just give me a sniff of car fumes and I get a headache, or paints and things like that. Anyway, I'm going on too long now, making this far too long. So I'm going to relax in the sunshine by here with the dog for a bit, get a few rays and get a bit of vitamin B. I'll catch you again with another update soon. Thanks for watching. If you managed to watch this far, that is a good achievement. Like and subscribe and everything, and leave a comment. It would be great. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon. Bye.